We are learning more today about a mass shooting at a Detroit rental hall that killed one person and injured 5 others.
As Fox News' Erica Erickson tells us tonight, 5 of those victims are all family members.
I can't even sleep at night to even see her laying on the floor.
Afraid to show her face, to go outside her home. A relative of 27-year-old Mary Unique Spears says Saturday night she and Spears just left the funeral of another family member and decided to celebrate his life inside the Joe Louis Post on Sherwood and 7 Mile on Detroit's east side.
She was having so much fun the whole night. Like, she was smiling, happy. She didn't know that was going to happen to her.
But a 38-year-old man inside, who her family says they've never seen before, began harassing Spears.
He asked her, like, hey, what's your name and what's your number? I'm sorry, I have a man, I can't talk to you.
But her family says the harassment continued until 2 a.m. When on their way out, they say the man grabbed and hit Spears, her fiance confronting him, a fight breaking out, when suddenly the man began shooting.
He shot her 1 time, and she tried to run, and he shot her 2 more times in her head.
Firing rounds through the crowd, injuring Spears' fiance, 4 other family members, and a woman outside sent to the hospital. But for the young mother of 3, known as Unique, it was too late.
You killed her because she didn't want to talk to you. That's just too much.
Detroit police say they quickly arrested the man after trying to run. He's now behind bars, but this family is still living in fear.
I'm scared to walk outside just because of that. I'm scared if I reject the guys, he gonna shoot me now.
Of the man they call a monster.
What was on your mind that you could be so evil to kill a beautiful woman because she said no to you?
Detroit police say the shooter is expected to be arraigned on murder charges Tuesday. Meanwhile, if you'd like to help the family of Mary Spears, we have information on how to donate at myfoxdetroit.com. Reporting on Detroit's east side, I'm Erica Erickson, Fox 2 News.
What's going on, Tours? It's almost time for October 31st, my favorite time of the year. This story right here was sad. Dudes, we have to really understand that when a woman says no, that means no means no. You know what I mean? Now, this tragic event that happened in Detroit to this mother of 3, her name is Mary Unique Spears. Well, apparently what happened was they were saying that some 38-year-old guy was asking her for a phone number or something, and she told him that she has a fiance, and she didn't say she wasn't interested. She just said that she has a fiance. And so basically at this point, what he did was he was pressing up on her and grabbing her and stuff, and then while she was at this pool hall with her family and everything, he started shooting randomly, like shooting at family members and stuff and at her fiance, and he shot her once, and then what he did is he ran up on her and shot her twice in the head afterwards. You know, and he's now detained and everything. So it was sad. She was a nice looking sister too. She was very beautiful. She was gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? But for that to take place, that sucks, man. These 3 kids lose their mom like that over some nutcase that couldn't take no for an answer. You know what I'm saying? So, but let me turn this fan on. It's hot up in this motherfucker. But yeah, it's like dudes need to get a grip and learn how to handle rejection. I mean, basically, she told you she had a fiance. That from there, you should just not even press anymore. Just leave it at that. Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But You got some fools out there that's like that. They're like, fuck that. I gotta conquer. I gotta win. I want that ass. You know what I'm saying? Well, you gotta start using that noggin. People gotta start using that noggin. And know that people that are taken, that means they're off limits. I want to use myself for an example. So I remember in my youth, like in my younger years, like I'm in my late 30s now, but I remember it was this time where, this was probably like, oh man, I had to be like in my mid 20s or something like that. But when I was working at the Hyatt Regency in Long Beach, I remember at the time, it was in another department. There was this chick, and you know, I actually found her to be very attractive. She was quote unquote, she was non-black, and I felt like since I was dating all kind of nationalities of chicks and different races of girls, that I could have the opportunity to get this one that was single. So at that point, you know what I mean, you know, I introduced myself to her and everything, and she introduced herself, and everything was cool. But after I talked to her for a little bit, I kind of sensed right then and there, I can't remember to my recollection exactly what the conversation was about or whatever, but I kind of like knew, yeah, she had all the attributes by the physical that I liked. Thing was, is at that point, just talking to her and just the way she was acting, I kind of like felt like with her body language that she wasn't either interested or she just not used to dating brothers. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I just said to myself, I said, you know what? You win some, you lose some. You know, I'm not going to be like, kind of like begging her or like, kind of like by forcing, hey, we need to hook up or whatever like that. No. It was just like, that was the first time I felt like I kind of grew in a sense where I felt like, well, who knows? Maybe it's a point where she just not available right now, or it's just one of those things where she doesn't date out of her race. I respect that. You know, and I just left it at that. She transferred to the Hyatt Alicante out there in Orange County. So, and I just left it at that. But it comes to a point where us brothers and men in general, we need to learn how to handle rejection. That's just how it is. You gotta handle that shit. You know what I mean? You gotta learn how to deal with it. It's not the end of the world. There's so many women out here in this world, they outnumber us. Remember that. So that's what we gotta start doing, is start using our noggins. Not let our pecker get us caught up in our emotions and making us want to do stupid shit. You know? You gotta respect the person's boundaries. Well, tubers, you guys let me know how you guys feel about this situation with this lady in Detroit, the tragic event that had taken place with her death. And feel free to shove, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. And I'm already prepared for a happy Halloween. A happy Hallow. Nah-ahh.